Bible stories for kids. The creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. On the first day, He made the world ready for new birth. He made the Garden of Eden, the animals, Adam and Eve, but told them not to eat the fruit from one special tree. The serpent tempted Eve to fail and take a single bite. God sent them out of Eden, for what they'd done just was not right. Noah and the Ark. Noah was a righteous man, though all around were bad. God told him to build a boat. The people thought he's mad. The ark was filled with animals and Noah's family too. The people stood and laughed at him because the sky was blue. But soon the earth was flooded with 40 days of rain until God's rainbow showed He would not flood the world again. Joseph was a happy child, and he had 10 big brothers. His father, Jacob, loved him best, more than all the others. The brothers were annoyed by this and sent the boy away. But God looked after Joseph as he prayed for help each day. Pharaoh's strange dreams hinted that the crops would turn to sand. So Joseph told him what to do and saved great Egypt's land. The story of Moses. In the land of Egypt, every Hebrew was a slave. Moses was a Hebrew, and his mom was bold and brave. She made a cradle out of reeds and placed him in the Nile. Pharaoh's daughter found him, and the baby made her smile. When Moses was a man, God said, "Set my people free." So Moses led the Hebrews out unharmed across the sea. David and Goliath. The enemy, Goliath, was a monstrous man to fear. A shepherd boy called David saw him showing off his spear. David said, "I'll fight that man," although he was so young, and killed Goliath with a stone he'd accurately flung. David was crowned king and loved God with all his heart. He knew he'd only won the fight because God did his part. Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel was a fearless slave, respected by the king. Other men were jealous, so they planned an evil thing. They told him, "Prayer is now a crime," as Daniel knelt each day. Then secretly they watched his room until they saw him pray. They threw him in the lion's den and hoped that he'd be killed. But God kept Daniel safe from harm. The king was truly thrilled. Jesus' birth. An angel came to Mary and said she would have God's son. Mary was shocked, but only said, "Let God's will be done." Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Joseph's family town, and shepherds saw the angels who from heaven had come down. "This child will save the world," they said, "and fill the sky with songs. If people follow Jesus, He can save them from their wrongs." The feeding of the 5,000. Jesus taught the people that His Father loved them all, and many came to follow Him and answer His great call. They listened to His words until they needed to be fed. So Jesus took a small boy's lunch, 2 fishes and some bread. He worked an awesome miracle, and the food increased in number. Everyone had lots to eat, and the people were in wonder. The Good Samaritan. Jesus told a story of a traveler one day. Robbers came and ambushed him, and then they ran away. The man was hurt, and no one stopped. Even priests left him alone. But an enemy Samaritan helped him to get home. And Jesus said, this Samaritan was better than the others. The priests were wrong to think they were more holy than their brother. The lost sheep. Jesus spoke of a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One day he counted 99 but couldn't hear one bleat. He left those 99 at home to seek the missing one and searched the fields from dawn until the setting of the sun. The straying sheep was found at last. The shepherd wore a grin. Our God is just as joyful when we're sorry for our sin. Jesus' death and resurrection. Some men thought Jesus' teaching should not have been allowed, although he was respected and loved by a great crowd. They plotted to kill Jesus, but this wasn't God's plan. For Jesus lived a perfect life and died a perfect man. The Romans killed him on a cross, then sent him to the grave. But in 3 days he rose again, so we can all be saved. Heaven. The story isn't over yet. The world still carries on. But there will be a time someday when we will all be gone. The cities will be made of gold, and God will live with us. Pain and bad things won't exist. What's bad will turn to dust. Jesus will come back to earth and make creation new. All of us can live with him if we trust and love him too. The end. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye!